Mike, what's up, man? Welcome on the show.
Bro, I appreciate you having me here, man. Thank you so much. Really
So the reason
grateful.
I wanted to talk to you is you've been absolutely crushing it in the group chat. You've taken your trading to a lot more consistency, and so I wanted you to share some insights to folks who are still figuring it out, and hopefully we can pinpoint exactly how you've been so successful and what exactly is working for you. So if you
For
can just give
sure.
people a rundown on kind of how you started in trading, how things were going, and then where you're at today.
So I started trading about 5 years ago. I was actually introduced to trading through a friend of mine, a club that I used to work at. I used to be like a busboy, and I used to be like the hardest worker there. And the guy was like, "Yo, bro, instead of working so hard, why don't you try doing this?" And that was the first time I saw the charts. And it turns out the guy actually was a friend of Q Banks. So Q Banks comes to my club. He tries to recruit me to his mentorship. $500 8 years ago. $500 lifetime. I didn't take it. I didn't take it, but I actually gave him a follow on Instagram, and I saw his growth. I saw his growth. So next opportunity I had with forex was with through IML. Then I had a friend of mine recruit me into IML. They were doing all the personal development, which was cool. They developed me like with the books, all the other stuff, but the trading wasn't going anywhere. Like trading was just, hey, you gotta depend on the products. I wasn't with that. So then I was introduced to another friend of mine which knew ICT concepts. So ICT speaks about order blocks, fair value gaps. He actually uses the Fibonacci tool as well, and he gives you OTE entries, right? But he wasn't there too precise about like where to put your stop loss, like those details missing. And that's when I met you. That's when I met you, and you were able to actually show me how to use the Fibonacci tool precisely, of the AA6. That was very convenient for me because now I was able to understand where the market was actually heading, and the direction and the pullback, everything. It was very precise with strategy. So that's where we at now. Now we're taking those AA6 entries, we're taking some 100 pips, 200 pips, 300 pips moves. It's incredible. It's incredible what I witnessed.
And that's awesome. So it sounds like what you really needed was just that last step of clarity about like those specific things. It's easy to analyze where you think price is going to go or where the market might turn around. But when you go to execute, having a precise entry and a precise exit, that's what's going to determine your risk and reward, which is, overall going to determine your profitability. So how have you seen the consistency affect your profitability?
So so last year I blew about 1.5 million in funding,
Oof.
just running through those funding challenges, just running through the challenges. I will give out challenges to my boys. Okay, yo, you try one, see how it goes. But I realized it was really locking in. I had to really lock in. I had to like really like, okay, bro, like you can't depend on your boys. You can't depend on nobody. You really have to get locked in. And I was tired of losing, bro. I was tired of losing. And that's when I started jumping in your streams. One of my mentors dropped your YouTube. He dropped it in the Telegram, and I started watching you. So I was doing the 100 days when you were doing the 100 days. I was in there every day, and I peep game, and then you really knew your sauce. You would take catching trades live, bro, and I was just watching you trade. Gave me confidence, bro. It gave me a lot of confidence, and that's where we at, bro. We got the confidence rolling. That was what I was lacking as well.
You picked up at least the strategy and the psychology and the risk management pretty quick. Do you feel like your foundation, having traded for so many years, allowed you to just pick it up a lot faster? Or is there something specific about the strategy that made it easier to just pick it up?
So I was doing the EU with ICT. I was doing EU and DXY. So I was doing the OT entries, to the OTEs, and trying to catch the DXY, and then trying to catch since they go in opposite directions. I did that a lot. I remember I was just sniping back then with $100 accounts, just sniping, 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 sniping. And I was driving the chats crazy like I do now, just catching snipers. But now we're doing it with funding challenges, and we're trading NAS. So it's a total different game. You do give me the confidence, dude. Like, yo, bro, NAS trades of the AA6, and I kept back testing it and back testing it. Like, bro, AA6 is the AA6, and just been doing that, yo. Back retracement to the A6. It's usually over order block. It's usually some ICT concepts at the AA6 as well. So it gives me even more confidence to take that trade.
For sure. Like for me, the way I see it is once it clicks and once you see what the strategy is trying to show you, you can't unsee it. And so looking back now, what are some obvious mistakes that you think that you were doing that this strategy helps kind of keep in check?
So my mistakes weren't of entry. My mistakes were more mental than anything. It was like mental mistakes. Like I was scared. I was scared. I got out of the trade early. Once I will see it going to break into profit, I would just move break even real fast. I was just doing silly mistakes of psychology because of all the probably all the lessons that we taken. You know, it's traumatic. It's traumatic, bro. So you got that thing going on in your mind, like, bro, close out, close out. No, just take the profit. So it's now dealing with the with raising that confidence and trusting the trade. That's been the breakthrough right there. Just having faith in the strategy. Just have faith and believe on the strategy, and it's gonna work out. So that's just been holding. Now I just hold. Oh, no, have faith, have confidence, hold the shit. So we're just holding it.
Yeah, there's two main issues with patience that someone who's listening to this might be dealing with is the patience to wait for that right entry. Like when you said we have a very clearly defined entry, and when you back test it, that's where a lot of the confidence comes from. And then the confidence to let the trade play out, even if it's in drawdown or even if it's not going your way. So did either of those, like were either of those kind of an issue that you dealt with? And then was the strategy able to help or no?
So definitely the strategy did give me that boost of confidence that I was lacking because I will have the right trade, but I didn't have the confidence to back it up. So that was my biggest issue. Just thanks to the strategy, I was able to get that confidence I needed just to be able to hold the trades longer, be able to risk a little more, and risk accordingly too. Because we're not even risk, we're not even or risking or anything.
For sure. So some people deal with two different types of issues. It's going to be when you don't have a strategy, you're kind of gambling. And so you'll over risk on a trade, hoping to either make back the losses or just to get ahead. And then when you learn the strategy, you get so confident that you think that every trade is going to be a winner. So you get kind of cocky. Did you deal with that issue or no?
Overconfidence, definitely. I took a 4% loss, no, like 3% loss about three days ago. I was down 5K on one of the 200Ks. I lost like 7 grand on one day, you know. But eventually the trade did go our way. Just that I didn't close it on time. I got greedy. I sold 200, 300 in profit. Now I wanted more, but I should have just closed right there the way you taught me. And the next day I came back, made 2%, made 1%. Next day made another percent. The next day made another percent, and I was able to make all those profits back using the same strategy, you know. And now I'm back in profit. But
But I mean, do you see now the importance of those 10 rules that we went over? Like every time something goes wrong in the account, it's did I overstay my welcome? Right? Was I trading like a great strategy with the wrong risk? Is always going to lead to the trader's downfall. So all the rules are meant to keep you, and especially in the long term, you're going to start to realize one by one why the rules are so important. But it's glad, and I'm glad that you're able to figure that out early so that you can just keep building momentum with the strategy. If somebody else is going to take on trading Nasdaq, is there any tips that you would give, just in terms of back testing, in terms of how the market moves, anything that you would encourage folks to study a bit more of?
yo, definitely like learn how to like backtest that AA6. That's it. That's the source right there. Just go back in time and start putting those fibs. Find the ranges and start identifying those ranges. Because there's all kinds of ranges. There's 15-minute ranges, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour. So personally, I think the 4 hour is the best range to go of the AA6. Besides that, like regarding Nas, you just make sure you build your consistency slowly, right? Like I didn't go to making $500 days. I started doing like $100 days. Okay, let me get consistent with $100 days. Then when you get your $100 days, try to up it up a notch. Now go for $500 days. Then you go from 500, then go for $1,000 days. You know, and little by little you start scaling up. That's something I learned from you guys as well. Right now we're doing like 1% on a daily basis on a 200K. That's just unreal.
For sure, bro. And that's really why I wanted to talk to you is because of the consistency. So a lot of people can post the payouts, a lot of people can post the daily profits, but when you're catching the trades, and then even on your losing days, I'm seeing you hedge your way out and still end profitable because you have a good system. And so that's why I wanted you to really talk to the folks at home, because everybody who starts trading, especially like with a new system like this, there's a lot of old habits you have to unlearn. And it's really refreshing to see somebody who had all this old information, but was still able to piece it all together the right way. I want to talk to you just like this is the last question, but kind of like a general thing. What are your goals with trading? Where are you hoping to take?
So right now, bro, I want to have like 30 funding challenges in my phone, like 30 funding challenges, and just okay, let me withdraw this one this week. Boom. And just have to just we keep withdrawing every week, have multiple challenges. Just don't stay in like 1 million, like some profits give you like 1 million funding, max that out, go to another profit, or max out million in funding on the other one, bro. And sky's the limit at that point, bro. Because if you're able to make 1% on a monthly basis from $1 million account, that's good bread.
Man, it is. But if you're in the States, it's getting harder and harder. I had one more question actually, because most people who are listening to this are trying to balance trading with a job or trading with a family. So can you talk to me about the learning phase, like balancing trading or learning how to trade and work, and then right now trading and work?
So you gotta realize like trading is gonna set you free. Trading's gonna set you free. Work, you're gonna be working for the man 30 years, and then you're gonna retire and probably wasted your whole life, you know? So in 5 years that I've been doing Forex, I've been able to make more money than I was able to make like a whole 40-hour shift in one day. You know, I will have to work as a bartender 40 hours in a weekend, and I was making like a grand in a weekend. I thought that was good money, you know? Then you come over here to the charts and you do a little scale, a little trade, boom, 1% in 3 hours. So I've been able to witness the financial freedom. Like the financial freedom is here. It's really here. And if you really want financial freedom, you gotta make this your priority. Like work is cool and everything, you gotta pay bills. But if you make this your priority, it's gonna start clicking eventually. You do gotta sacrifice. You're gonna have to sacrifice time, money. You gotta sacrifice a lot. It's just not gonna be given to you either. You feel me?
Someone's going to tell you, Mike, I get home from work and I'm too tired, right? I'm too tired to make it work for me. Maybe it worked for you, but it's not going to work for me. What would you say?
Bro, like don't even waste my time straight up. Like, bro, if you're gonna think like that, don't waste my time, dude. Like you want me to help you? All right, I got you. You know, I could teach you the strategy, I could teach you the best sauce, I could put you on with the best mentors. But if you're not gonna put in the work, it's not even worth your time. Don't even get started. With that mentality, you don't even want to get started. Either you're all in or you're not. This is not something you could be able to do halfway. You really have to put your like, because it's gonna take a lot out of you. It's gonna take your senses, your emotions, everything's gonna take a lot out of you. This thing is no joke.
Man, what a perfect way to end the podcast. Mike, I appreciate you for getting on, sharing some gems.
Here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you guys can catch us live every day in the VIP group chat at ChartAddicts. Mike,